Okay, we're starting off to chapter 1. I'll let it prompt us about our character sheet rather than, because you do have the option of seeing what our stats are right now up in the corner here. And you also get achievements like any other game where if you choose certain things, you're like, oh, congratulations, you got this. So yeah, it's very obviously just text-based, but it's sophisticated enough that it's got my attention. Alright, I'll do the first page here. Chapter 1, A Humble Journey. It's been years since you last saw that spirit, if that's what it was. Now the gas lamps flare to life nightly outside your rooms in London. You still watch them when you can't sleep, wondering whether it was real or a dream. You try to tell yourself that you made it up, but you've never found that argument quite convincing. You have nothing but time to consider the issue at the moment. After 3 days on the road, you've run out of things to discuss with Devenant, your assistant. If only you could have traveled by rail, but your destination lies miles away, lies miles from any modern mode of transportation. You've been listening to the rain for several hours. It flows down the window of your carriage in sheets and drums against the roof in an unsteady rhythm. It also keeps time with the rumble below. The storm outside has recently taken a sharp turn for the worse. The carriage pitches and sways with every bump and corner, and Dev clutches the edge of the bench with a white-knuckled grip. He managed to weather the stench of the Thames all summer without falling ill, but once again the road has bested him. You asked him once how he survived his journey from India, and he reminded you that ships and coaches have very little in common. That, and he was 3 years old at the time. Sorry. I want to kind of hide my choices here. His new book, some adventure novel by that French fantasist, okay, Verne. Oh, like probably Jules Verne? Sits unread next to him. He looks at it with longing for a moment, then swallows roughly and stares at the gray haze outside. The other passenger eyes him with concern. You have to hope that he'll manage to keep himself together until you reach Wyford. You believe your uncle, Joseph Kent, the man who raised you, disappeared in that town. If that theory proves true, you'll both need to be in top form. Kent had been investigating the occult for decades when he vanished. You and Dev have been in the business for a fraction of that time. If he's too sick to work, you'll be on your own. That may leave you in serious trouble. So the options are, I discreetly pass him an elixir to settle his stomach. Perhaps I can lighten his mood and cheer him up. It's a touch inappropriate, but massaging his wrist may help. As his employer, I expect better than this from him. All right. Let's discuss this one. What do you think this guy ought to do? Because I suspect what's going to happen here is the way we choose to deal with this is like kind of how we primarily use our craft, essentially. Are we like a acupuncturist type of person? Which I assume is the wrist thing, because that's a thing. Are we just like empathetic, maybe, or jovial?
I kind of like the elixir idea.
All right, I can handle that. I disagree with 4 anyway, and I agree with crap. The third one's a little, I don't know. I'm not a touchy-feely guy.
Yeah, the wrist is a little weird. I wouldn't be touching.
I think if I were to choose myself, I'd probably just do like I've always been kind of that jester, jovial kind of person. It's like, come on, it's good. We'll, try and distract him or whatever. But I think the elixir sounds cool too. So let's go with that. All right, do you want to do this one?
Sure. You always carry a few simple remedies with you. You never know when they might come in handy. The one you find for Dev is a surefire cure. Ginger, oil of peppermint, and just the lightest hint of opium. I'll suspend it in magnesia. Well then.
Take a sniff of this, bud.
It has a rather strong odor when he pops the vial open, but he gulps it down gladly. The other passenger doesn't look particularly calm either. The young woman has been rather quiet since she climbed aboard 2 towns back. Quiet is welcome. The etiquette of travel is tiresome, but you can't help but wonder if you've done something to offend her. She notes your appraising glance with a tight-lipped smile, then turns her attention back to the crimson beads of her rosary. To thee do we cry, poor banished children of Eve. To thee do we send up our sighs. Her voice barely rises above the sound of the rain, but you've heard the words before. Mourning and weeping in this valley of tears.
Sorry, I'm getting a raid here.
Nice.
Soft spoken. Thanks so much for your raid. Dam Duhamala. How's it going, guys? Welcome. Yeah, give him a shout out for sure. I appreciate the raid. Thanks so much. Welcome everybody. Yeah, my name is Zell. Welcome to the den. And yeah, we're doing an interactive novel at the moment.
Emerald City.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
I think I'm getting to the point where I can do that more.
Nice.
Let's see. I don't know
We got a
if I'm still on
fellow
the list or
Stardew
if I'm
player there, Grayce.
Ooh, I see that.
Blacklisted. Come on, buddy. Come on.
Very nice. Welcome. Well, hey, thanks for the raid. I really appreciate it. What were you guys up to here? Oh, you guys were reading as well. Peter and Wendy. Oh, okay. I presume that's like a Peter Pan thing. It's like who's the author for that one? Yeah, it's definitely something I'm just starting out doing. So we're doing an interactive novel by choiceofgames.com, and these are kind of like a mix of I guess I put it as like a mix of choose your own adventure meets like Dungeons and Dragons, because you have like a character sheet sort of thing. So it's kind of like an interesting mix of things. Oh, the original book! Wow, that's sweet. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so we're doing Heart of the House. Which is their sort of haunted house kind of. It kind of reminds me of Anne Rice a little bit, so it's definitely interesting. We just gave Dev an elixir. Yes, our Indian assistant. So it seems like Victorian, set in Victorian England. We're in like London and stuff. Yes, we just drugged our Indian butler guy.
It was to make him feel better.
Right, he was feeling motion sick, so we gave him an elixir that happened to have a little bit of opium. He even said a little bit of opium. We didn't know when we chose that off. We didn't know there was opium in it, but
unintentional drugging never.
That's right. I'm sure he'll be just feeling real pepped up here real soon. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Apparently it was a done thing back then. That's right. That's right. But yes, welcome in. I hope you guys enjoy the story. Oh, what we also do is, because this is a choose your own adventure thing, from time to time I'll put up a poll. I'll let you know when the poll's up. And you guys are welcome to alter the course of the story, whether that's choosing attributes or things that we would do that would change our character sheet a little bit, because what you do matters essentially. But if you just want to decide to derail like Cap likes to do and make us just like do some totally disbelieving, we're not ghost people, we don't understand all of this stuff, you could do that too. So whatever you guys want to do, that's fine. But yeah, I'll let's continue. We're kind of halfway through the paragraph, but essentially just to recap is essentially we're in a haunted house, or we're heading apparently to some sort of haunted house where our uncle has gone missing, and yeah, we ourselves have just experienced a tale from our uncle to try and dissuade us from believing in this one particular spirit, and that tale was very gruesome and dark and questionable for an uncle to tell his very young nephew. So so yeah, we'll continue from there. Take it away, Alice.
So, the rest is lost between a vicious crack from outside, the carriage sways sharply, and the whole world tilts. A valise tumbles down from the upper compartment, spilling its contents across everyone's lap on the way down. Your umbrella rolls across the floor. Pain blooms where your head smacks the wall. God damn it, you bite out in your startlement, and the other passenger is lifted from her bench. She stumbles forward and falls heavily against you. The carriage rocks to a stop.
Oh, so the choices is, what are we gonna do? What kind of person are we? Start the poll. So it's choices between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Poll's up for 1 minute. The young woman requires my assistance and my apologies. Dev needs my attention if I can just extricate myself. To the devil with both of them. Am I injured? Or this clumsy fool is fraying my last nerves. What's our character?
Who's the clumsy fool? Are they talking about the driver?
I guess, unless they're talking about
Unless they're talking about
a
Dev?
valet. So the valet tumbles from upper compartment. So yeah, basically the guy who's driving your carriage right now.
Yeah.
So how are you? Because the idea is like you might be from like an upper class kind of position. Obviously, if you have an assistant, he didn't say slave, but
yeah, fancy.
So, yeah, I think I am the way I am. I tend to be more. I must take care to see whether the women and children are hurt first. So it seems like somebody else has agreed with me, so that's the vote that won. And so we'll see what comes after that. I'll take this one. Your arm is pinned under her, but with care you can get it free and help her up to a crouch as you both hasten to apologize. Dev straightens himself out behind you. After a few moments of fussing with her skirts, the young woman settles back into her seat, proper as can be. She favors you with a timid smile, but it then fades away. Did you want to voice her?
Sure.
I don't feel like voicing ladies.
My apologies.
She says, addressing you directly for the first time.
You seem to be bleeding.
You gently prod the sore spot on your head. She appears to be correct. Your fingers come away bloodied. I should really check on that. This is nothing. I've had much worse. My head spins at the sight of blood. I need Dev's help. Help me, Dev, help!
Oh no!
This is as good an excuse as any to invite Dev's touch. Whoa.
My!
Just because I am so I am staunchly heterosexual, just for everybody to know, so I will probably always choose the heterosexual line of thinking, and so I choose the right to ignore that option. Not, hey, if you do that, you know, my brother's transgender and all that stuff and whatever works, but I'm very on the straight and narrow. So, also, I won't always give everybody the choice to participate. It's kind of like a Liz and I doing this and figuring out what the main character would probably do. So, would we kind of fix our own selves first, or
I feel like
shrug it off?
Be kind of like not arrogant, but kind of like shrug it off and be like, "Oh, this is nothing. I've had much worse," because you're checking on the female.
So we would choose that?
Yeah, number 2.
That makes sense. Nonsense. Totally fine. It's just a little blood. I would probably do that in real life too. I'd be like, bah, it's just a little blood. Also, head wounds bleed a lot more than you think, but like that's because like so much blood goes to your brain and there's actually so little protecting. Anyway, it's just an interesting factoid. You grin as you wipe away the blood. This is nothing, you tell Dev. Remember when we were chasing that? You catch yourself before you reveal too much to your audience. Probably best to avoid the occult for now. That housebreaker. And I broke my finger. He grimaces at the memory. You'd been able to see the bone jutting from your flesh. Oof. It's a wonder you still have any use of that finger at all. Well, what kind of ghosts are we fighting? Once your minor injury is dealt with, the young woman clears her throat. She glances up at you, but her gaze quickly returns to the beads she twists in her hand.
I'm so terribly sorry, Mr.
She leaves the last syllable hanging, waiting for you to introduce yourself. What surname do you give her?
I thought we already had a name, but I guess it's letting us choose.
Why is it saying give her? Like, give her the name or give... Oh, you give her
tell
your
her.
surname. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought we were giving her surname. I was like, wait, what? I'm so confused. Cap argues for Friedman. Okay, I could go with Friedman. What do you think?
I thought we had the last name Kennedy already. I thought that's what our father's name was or something, but I'm up for whatever. A name's
Well,
a name.
I presume that we're trying to be somewhat discreet with our names. Maybe we're like well known or something.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like
Okay.
saying Sigmund Freud doesn't want to be known as Sigmund Freud all the time kind of thing. As long as you remember the name is referring to. That's right. Friedman. For some reason that makes me think of like a Ghostbuster, so because
It
it's
does, yeah.
Venkman,
Let's
so
do
Hey, Yellowhammer, thanks so much. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of Chrono Trigger. Wow. Did you just give me 5 subs? Oh no. Is it gonna go 5 times?
Mm-hmm.
I think I can skip that, can't I? We get the idea. I'm awesome.
Must fight my way through.
Okay, I'm gonna skip it. Thanks so much,
Oh my
Yellowhammer.
god.
The one clip that Yellowhammer has. We still need you, like... We still need to get you some more clips, dude. But yes. Thanks so much, seriously. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That's amazing. So awesome. I really appreciate you, bro. Dang, I guess I don't even have my... Do I have my... I don't even have it up on this particular screen, but I am very close to my sub goal too. Thanks so much for that, man. That just bumped me really high up. Are you serious? Oh my god, what is happening? I'll put it back on because you guys are going crazy. Oh my god. Wow, thanks so much for that. Did you give me 10? That's... Holy
I
cow.
think that's 15.
Dude, what the hell, man? Dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know how to... Anyway, you get the idea. Holy cow, seriously. That's amazing. I don't know what to say, bro. There it is. Wow. Okay. At this point, you have to eat a spicy pepper for Adam. That's right. So I have friends like Shanna Lee and others like Cooper's Charms who eat like Birdie Bot's Everflavor beans, but I really don't like jelly beans. So I was trying to think of like, because they do it every time they get a subscription or if somebody spends 5,000 channel points, right? And so I was like, what could I do? And I was like, oh, maybe I could like eat spicy peppers or like a bump of hot sauce or something, right? And so that sounds good. I will definitely do like, I'm not gonna be like
Hot sauce shots.
I'm not gonna be like what's his name from Jackass who like snorts hot sauce and something like that. I won't do anything that crazy, but yeah, I'll definitely do like a good shot glass of hot sauce for you on that one. That's so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. In his honor, that's right. All right, let's. Thanks for following, Jeff. That's so great. Oh wow, you guys are out of control here. Sorry, is it Jevons? Nice. All right. I think Friedman because it reminds me of Venkman from Ghostbusters, and I like that. All right, go ahead if you want to.
Well, this one's the guy starting out. If you want to be the guy voice.
Oh yes, sure. I'll do Friedman.
You say, Miss Fairchild, She gives you a friendly nod to go with the introduction. I'm terribly sorry for my carelessness.
Of course.
You reply politely.
This is my assistant, Mr. Sikdar.
Dev gives her a wan smile. Wan? Wayne? I don't know. Still a bit green around the edges. Before you can get past the pleasantries, you're interrupted by a loud bang against the carriage door. Do you want to be the coachman?
Everyone out!
Calls the coachman. Dev needs no further prodding. He's out the door the second it opens. Miss Fairchild follows once she gathers her skirts. You grope blindly under the bench, taking a moment to locate your umbrella before joining them. Your hand brushes fabric and you feel along its length until you clasp the familiar handle. As habit dictates, you rub your thumb along the inscription.
Never unprepared, my dearest... Oh, this was our first name, I suppose?
Oh, our first name, yeah. So, some blank Friedman.
I like John, but... whatever works. Daniel works too. I'm all for,
John
like, biblical
Friedman?
names. Yeah, John Friedman.
I like it.
Both Zell and I are Canadian, Grace is American, but we love her regardless. Yeah, you know, my
I didn't
stepdad's...
choose to be American.
My stepdad's American, so what can I say? What do you guys think? John? Sound okay?
John Friedman.
Too formal for you? Daniel?
I was thinking either
Alex.
John or Alexander are good
Alexander,
choices.
I'm good with Alexander too. Juan rhymes with Ron and John. Means vague and pale. Oh, well, there you go.
I feel like we're not vague and pale. That's Dev.
That's Dev. Only because he's motion sick. I would be Dev for the record. I have the worst motion sickness in real life. Like, it's just like, ugh. I like Alexander Friedman. That sounds like a really proper, like, you know, English kind of, you know, high up, uppity kind of family, you know. Let's go with Alexander. I like that one. I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Never unprepared, my dearest Alexander. You tug the umbrella free and climb out of the carriage. You've always wondered whether the inscription was a compliment or a commandment, but now the chance to ask may be lost. To be entirely honest, you doubt that you're prepared for whatever might happen in Wyford. There are too many unknown factors, and you've been able to find far too little information. You can't think on it too closely, lest your nerves fail you entirely. Nevertheless, you're on your way. You owe it to your Uncle Kent to give it your best. The downpour outside is as intense as it sounded. Miss Fairchild is already shivering. Her hat keeps the worst of the rain from her face, but there's no stopping the rest of it. Dev just looks glad to be out of the cramped cab. He revels in the fresh air, closing his eyes as he breathes deep. Seriously, like, that's me. I'm 100% this all the time. Like, especially, okay, I won't go too far into the details, but I went to Newfoundland, and it's like a smaller kind of cramped plane when you go all the way out there. And when you get on the tarmac, there's no, like, you don't pull up to, like, a big building or whatever and, like, walk into a enclosed thing. You just walk down like a ladder in the fresh air. It is the most glorious thing to walk on the pavement, or the airport pavement after a flight in Newfoundland, because it's like the sea air is like kind of there, and it's just like, oh my god, thank you, seriously, like kissing the ground. That's how bad it is. But anyway, random. You slide your umbrella open while he goes to question the coachman. What's the problem? Dev asks. I don't know how to do English, but whatever. I'll give it my best shot.
I think it was pretty good.
I was trying to, like, do, like, maybe like an Indian accent, but I don't want to be too, you know, stereotypical. The man nods toward the horses. They stamp their feet and flick their tails in agitation, but you see nothing wrong with the rain. Nothing wrong beyond the rain. Something spooked them. Wheel went wrong when they stopped. You three stay out here while I fix it. You have no need to hurry, thankfully. From what you and Dev worked out, you have until the autumnal equinox to learn what's become of Wyford's missing visitors. That gives you a little more than 2 weeks to resolve the matter and be on your way. Dev huddles under the umbrella with you. Miss Fairchild looks on longingly. The rain is still pouring down in sheets, but there really isn't enough room for 3. Okay, I'll let the audience join in this one, because I want to see what kind of audience do we have here. What kind of audience do we have here?
Mm-hmm. We were all worried about her before, and now we're like,
right?
Okay,
I'm just
well,
like,
Dev and I are under this umbrella. Like, okay, sorry,
right?
Miss Fairchild.
All right, polls up. You guys get to choose 1 to 4. Me and Grayce will vote as well. But the options are: number 1, there might be if we just squeeze together. 2, Miss Fairchild's comfort really isn't my problem. 3, I'll take a walk and let the 2 of them remain in comfort. And 4, Dev has a perfectly good hat. Let him get wet. I love that one. I love the spirit of that one. We're like, take a hike, Dev. Thank you for the lurk again,
Eat
Shanna.
it, Dev. I'm going to be under this umbrella with Miss Fairchild over here.
That's so good. Okay. I know what I'd choose, so. All right. I'm going to say that.
I chose one that I thought would be you.
Yeah, I would definitely choose the exactly. Well, I mean, at least the character we've sort of discussed, or we've kind of put out there so far. It's consistent, right? But yeah, I suspect that Cap is the one who chose number 4. But we're all going to be very good Englishmen, you know? We're going to take a walk and let the 2 of them remain in comfort. I'll take this one. You pass the umbrella to Dev. There's a strange feeling in the air, like static. It couldn't hurt to take a look around. That could be lightning, dude. Why are you walking around with... Well, actually, the umbrella might strike lightning more than me, so maybe I'm being nice. Miss Fairchild slips into the space you vacate. She turns to speak with him. She says something about being a tutor, but you're not really listening. Something definitely doesn't feel right. You can't see anything wrong, but the shiver running down your spine has nothing at all to do with the weather. The fields around you are gray in the light of the storm, and they stretch on until they're lost in the haze. The air feels heavy, and something prickles at the back of your neck. Your uncle taught you to always trust your instincts, and right now, they're telling you something is coming. It's not just nerves, there's something out there.